What's going on, my people? Welcome back to Rex Movie Reviews, and today we're going to be discussing Terrifier 2. Man, I've been looking forward to this movie. This movie was one of those movies where it's like, wow, I can't believe it's even getting made. Part 1 had me in awe. It's one of those movies that comes off like a B-budget movie. It actually is in many ways, right? Because especially the second one was basically funded by an outside audience, not a studio or anything like that. And Jesus, I feel like this movie was definitely well worth the wait. The original fans of Art the Clown are not gonna be stopped, especially with this film. Some truly what the fuck moments happen and are peppered throughout this film. This is a horrifying sequel, and I'm not gonna lie, there was an outstanding performance by a certain character in this film. This isn't an ounce of like a painting or artistry of anything like that. This isn't gonna be a movie that's gonna garner awards or anything like that. But goddamn, this movie is it's just gore and carnage candy at its finest for the sake of gore. And if you're someone who isn't fazed by that type of imagery in a film, then this film is definitely for you. They engage in so many outlandish things in this film. It just leaves you pulsing with pure, basically, malignance behind the crude violence in this film. This is just someone, right? Myself engaging in their kind of kinking and gullible sense of humor during the film. You know, people are going to be talking about this film for a long time. I feel like, Art the Clown to me is a new horror icon. This movie, basically, it practically doubled the runtime of the original film. Damien Leone, the director, sets out to be definitely more involved in his own project. This movie is more lengthy. I think it's more ambitious and terrifying, even more terrifying than the original Terrifier, the film that started it all. It was one of those movies that went from memorable mention to here's an introduction to a new horror icon in Art the Clown. The violence approach is beyond anything you're gonna see in a horror movie, especially when it comes to a slasher film. The imagination of this director, Jesus Christ, he really hits every dot. I love that he makes this character silent, doesn't speak, doesn't make noise, and he's very incredibly animated at the same time and very expressive with this kind of like mime proved to be beloved villain, right, through the juxtaposition of his quiet demeanor but his very loud actions. And for a guy who doesn't speak, he sure makes a lot of noise during these crazy killings that he goes through, these killing sprees. And they put it through the film, you know what I mean? Giving these audiences more than what they actually expected, but maybe not exactly in the way they expected, because these kills are gruesome. And I feel like it improved from the first film through its more complex plot, especially as told through the eyes and the lens of a new character. And they give this character a lot of character development. Lauren LaVela's character, Sienna, who I think was extraordinary in the film. Like I said before, this movie is a 2-hour and about 18-minute runtime. It's nothing to sneeze at, but it wastes no time introducing the carnage candy to the audience. You know what to expect from Art from the beginning. The opening hits you with this bang. The film engages immediately, giving us, the audience, the viewers, just a taste of madness and the madness that's about to come for the next 2 hours. But where the first Terrifier for me kept its momentum was like this true a cat and mouse style rampage, right? That features those two girls. And, Art comes in mutilating and murdering everyone in his path. Terrifier 2 slows things down after its, I feel, explosive start. The beginning is ridiculous. And this movie has an actual plot this time around, contrasting against, the first film. And what I like that there's this like elongated dream sequence that has true life kind of conversions. And I thought it was very, very unique the way they did these scenes. And what I liked about this film is too, I can see the main character, Sienna, she finds herself face to face with Art the Clown many times. And I can see that she gets compared, to the likes of Ellen Ripley from Alien, Laurie Strode from Halloween. And her showdown with Art, to me, was very entertaining and narratively satisfying. But if you're watching it for just the plot, you're gonna be satisfied. If you're watching it just for the over-the-top violence and gore, we'll definitely get into that more, right? When it comes to this slasher film, Blood and Guts, Terrifier 2, like I'm saying, man, it's definitely the real deal. You're gonna go in there with your stomach, holding your stomach. I can't remember the last time I saw a movie, this violent in theaters. Art rips people's eyes out, spoiler alert, chops people's heads off, flays people alive, like he's fucking Bobby Flay, even scalps people, just to name a few, man, just to name a few things. If you're at all squeamish, you should not see this movie, avoid it, or definitely see it at home when it does come out and it's available to see at home. Yeah, you shouldn't see this movie. This movie is, whew. However, if you enjoyed the first one and you enjoyed all that dark, comedic brutality, you will certainly enjoy this one. They upped the ante here by a million. All of the violence is disgusting and hard to watch if you don't have a hard stomach, but it's all being done by this highly animated and over-exaggerated clown, man. And I love his appearance. I love his look. I love that they kept him black and white, which makes even the most, horrific crimes bizarrely entertaining. I just love the aesthetic of the character. You'll find yourself having kind of a sort of a sick smile on your face as, Art makes his mark in this film. And while you might feel yourself feeling sorry or guilty for many people in this film, you can't help but think that the movie is relishing, right, in its carnage as much as you are, as much as you are watching the film. Finally, for me, Terrifier 2 is a fun movie. It's by no means, like I said, a great film when it comes to being nominated or anything like that, but I argue this is gonna have a cult following. It might be a classic one day. I can't see it as a classic right now, but Art definitely cemented himself in this. He's certainly a horror icon, and watching him in action literally never gets old. From the first film to this film to All Hallows Eve, when he was actually introduced. While this movie is more ambitious than the original, the plot still lacks real narrative cohesion, but at least this one does definitely get a plot. There's an evil clown and someone has to stop him. With that being said, the simplicity really does give way to some incredible horror set pieces that I will have burned into my memory for a long time after seeing these films twice. If you're a fan of the first film, or even if you're not, and this is going to be the first time you watch him, you're simply just a fan of horror, then you have to give this one a watch. Jesus, by the time the credits rolled, you have no questions that were answered, really. No plot resolve. In that way, you could be a little disappointed. But then again, usually with a horror film, the latitude between films, sometimes there's always a void. There's a bizarre, nonsensical a way that they do things when it comes to plot, and you know what I mean, just to make sure that they continue with sequels. But I give this one, believe it or not, I gave it a 7 out of 10. There's bloody films like Dead Alive and Evil Dead. You have Hatchet. Then you have this one. So definitely go check it out. I recommend it highly. It's very entertaining. It's very funny at the same time. Very brutal. And let me know what you think on the Discord, man. I look forward to hearing from you. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. And I look forward to hearing you and seeing you on the next one. Peace.